In this video, I'm going to help you answer the question of how many rental properties are right for you. I think the answer might surprise you. I'm Kirby Atwell from Living Off Rentals, where we believe high quality rental properties are the best investment a person can make. I often hear people talk about wanting to own 1,000 doors of rental properties or have a massive portfolio. And I think for some people that might make sense. It might align with their personality and their goals. However, I'm often surprised when I ask these same people why they want to own so many rental properties. And they look at me like I'm the weirdo for asking.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like, what do you mean why? If one rental property is good, then 1,000 doors must be better. But is it though? I mean, if having one really good steak is good, then automatically is 1,000 steaks better? Or if having one kid that's a 9-month-old crying in the background as I try to record this video is good, then is having 1,000 kids that much better? You get the idea. So what is the perfect number of rental properties to own? Well, I recently had Steve Cook, the author of Life and Air, on the podcast. You can check that episode out right here. And we talked about his book, Life and Air, and the whole Life and Air lifestyle, which is all about building a business around the lifestyle that you want. Not building a business today that is gonna eventually, someday, way down the road, hopefully give you this lifestyle that you want to live someday. It's about living life now and structuring your investments and your income and all the other things that are going to help you provide that lifestyle around the lifestyle that you want to have right now. So I thought this was an interesting concept and a good precursor for this video. So I'm a minimalist by nature, which means that I'm going to approach this question from a minimalist standpoint. And I'm not the type of minimalist that lives in my van and only owns the things that fit in my backpack, although mad respect if that's you. I just, have grown too accustomed to running water in my old age. So what I mean by minimalist is that I try to be super intentional about everything that I own and everything that I do. So given the choice between owning something or not, I'm always going to default to not unless that thing is going to bring a ton of value into my life. I mean, if you think about it, how much better off would everyone be if this was the filter they ran everything through in their life? All the people they hung out with, all the activities that they did, all the things that they owned. They didn't own those things because society told them that they were supposed to, or they didn't own them because of what their friends were going to think about it. They owned them because they specifically thought through each thing and they thought, this is really going to bring value to my life. So what does all this have to do with how many rental properties you should own? It's actually more than you might think. Over the last couple of years, I've been getting into short-term rentals, and I've really been studying and digging in and doing a lot of short-term rental deals. And I recently heard this guy interviewed on a podcast who went from 0 to 1,600 short-term rentals under management in his business. And that headline, it sells. I mean, it got me to listen to the podcast, and probably a lot of others listened to it as well. And from all accounts, the guy sounded really successful from the headline, and from a financial standpoint, he probably was. The only problem was that the guy sounded totally miserable in the interview. He was angry, he was defensive, and he only talked really about how to squeeze out every single penny out of every deal. There was not one mention of satisfaction with what he did, his why, about making an impact. He kind of actually made fun of other people who built their business around relationships or delivering a high quality service rather than just squeezing every penny out of every property and growing to the biggest size that they possibly could be. It made me wonder if this guy had sat down when he was first getting started and thought about what his life would look like 15 years in the future, once he's achieved all the success that he was after, and if his current life looked like that in any way at all, or if he had the happiness that he was pursuing. And maybe it did, but from my point of view, listening to this interview, it really did not sound like that. Now, I'm not saying that owning or managing less properties would have made this guy any happier, and I'm not saying that that would make you any happier. All I'm saying is that this is a business that's easy to get into with great intentions of supporting your family, creating freedom, creating a lifestyle by design. And very quickly, you can get consumed with the more is better mentality. And I've seen people look up in 5, 10, 20 years, me being one of them a few years ago, and realizing that they're unhappy and that this isn't the business that they set out to create or the lifestyle that they set out to create, because they're serving the business and the business isn't serving them. My first goal when getting into this business was to own 24 properties that each produced $500 per month in passive income and each had about $40,000 of equity built into them. And I think it's important to have a financial goal like this. It gives you something to work toward. And so I built this portfolio over time, but then I looked up and realized that the location and the type of properties didn't really align with my dream life. It didn't align with the lifestyle that I wanted. And I realized that I could build my dream life by doing a lot less doors and having a lot less headaches than I had before, but just by doing the types of properties that I really enjoyed, the short-term rentals, and doing them in a location that aligned with my lifestyle. So I would have been much better off had I gotten a lot more clarity around what I wanted my lifestyle to look like first before creating those financial goals. So who did I want to spend my time with? Where did I want to live? What impact did I want to make? These are the types of questions that if you answer and get super clear on, it makes the financial goal much easier to align into your lifestyle. Many times what people find is that the number of rental houses that's right for them is very different when they plan it out this way. Hope this video gave you some food for thought as you think through the number of rentals that's right for you. If it did, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and comment below and let me know what your biggest takeaway was. I love to hear that. And if you want to stay up to date on the videos that I release on this channel on a weekly basis, hit the subscribe button. Until the next video is released, feel free to check out some of the other videos that I've released on this channel, like the 2 that just popped up right next to me. I'll see you in the next video.